months and months and months. It's finally here, we can vote.
All right, we'll take a couple questions.
The day is finally here. It's voting day. You know, the polls will close at 8 o'clock tonight. I really encourage everybody to come out and vote. To be honest with you, whether you're for the recall, not for the recall, voting is probably the most important thing that you can do. Especially in today's society, it's the only way we can control what's going on. So I encourage everybody to get out and vote. Polls are open until 8 o'clock tonight. I'm glad I did it this morning. It actually was a lot of fun. Questions?
Mr. Governor, I'm curious if you have seen any evidence of fraud in this election, and if I may ask you also to comment on the StopCAFraud.com website, supported by the Elder Campaign, which says it has found fraud and that Governor Newsom has already been reinstated.
You know what bothers me about that question? Is you actually even have to ask that question. This is America. We're a free country. The reason we're a free country is because we have the right to vote for our leaders. Our voting system in this United States, we as all citizens have to have confidence in our voting system. Okay, we have to have integrity in our voting system. This is California. I mean, this is where technology was invented. I mean, we can figure out, we have to make voting easy and impossible to cheat. To be honest with you, in the future, I don't even want to hear questions like that. And I know once this is over with, once today's over with, it's probably going to take weeks to actually find out what the final results are going to be. And I want to feel as a candidate and somebody who's worked so hard for the last 4.5 months, almost 5 months, on this campaign, that it is done right, and it's done with integrity, and it's done fairly. So that's how I feel on voter integrity, and we have to get it right. As governor, that would be one of the #1 issues is voter integrity. We cannot have questions like that anymore. I don't want to feel as a voter that, oh, it's not worth voting because it's all a fraud. We can't have that. This is California. This is America.
And specifically, the Elder Campaign saying it already has seen fraud. The Elder Campaign making that accusation.
You know, I respect Larry for getting into this race. He's smart, right? I'm more what I consider a moderate Republican. I'm a Republican because I have conservative economic values, and I believe in less taxes, less regulations, and pro-business environment. But I'm a moderate on social issues, and I'm much more inclusive to all people. Larry's going to be talking. Actually, when I was driving over here today, I was thinking, I'm just so curious what's going to happen in this election. I hope, for the citizens' sake, that it is fair, with integrity, and the right person wins at the end. We have to have that in this state. We have to have it.
But do you think it's okay to be saying
I just wonder, for the next couple of weeks, I think it's going to be a couple of weeks, or is it going to go into court, or what's going to happen? We can't have that. We need integrity in our voting system.
Before they start counting votes, Elder has already started to sow distrust in the results. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Do you think that's appropriate?
That's Larry Elder is running his campaign the way Larry Elder is running his campaign. I'm not running. I believe in the system. I believe in the state of California. I believe in our electoral system. If I do see in the future, I will work, even if I don't get in, I will work as a private citizen. I think that's extremely important, that our citizens of this state get together and make sure that there's integrity in our voting laws. So, yeah, that would be something I would do no matter what happens today.
What do you think the biggest issues are that Californians are facing while they're coming out to vote today?
You know, I started this campaign, and the first thing I said, I want to restore hope in California. Gavin Newsom has destroyed hope, and I want to bring hope back. I love this state. I've been here for 48 years. I won the games here. I raised my families here. I love this state. To see what's happened over the last 20, 30 years, it's just, you know, this used to be the golden state. It's not that way anymore. And so, the most important things, one, voter integrity is extremely important. Two, you've got to focus on the economy. We have had 18,000 companies leave this state in the last few years, and they're leaving by the droves. To be honest with you, if Gavin Newsom gets back in and he stays in, I personally feel that's kind of the end of the state. He will be emboldened. He will continue to push for more regulations. We are the highest tax state in the nation. We are the highest regulated state in the nation. We are the worst place. We got to 50. We were 49. Now we got to 50 as the worst place in the worst state in the United States to do business. That is horrible. It should not be there. My focus would be on the economy first. We have to develop a tax system in this state that is competitive with other states. We cannot continue to lose businesses to other places, to other states, lower taxes, more friendly business environment. We cannot continue to, if we go down that road, we're dead. Number one, and that considers regulations. We're the most regulated state. We have to get regulations under control. And to be honest with you, we have to get honesty back in Sacramento. If I have learned anything over the last 4 months, it has been quite a ride. Because, you know, I'm an outsider, which is good. We need outsiders to come in. We need private citizens to come in and run for public office. And we have more private citizens running for public office in the United States than ever before in history. That is a good thing. You know, we need to bring our values back. But if I've looked into this state over the last few years, I see the hypocrisy. The EDD, $20 billion of fraudulent claims, and it's like nobody's doing anything about it. You know, Gavin Newsom has spent, in the last couple of years, while he's been in office, $13 billion on the homeless issue. And it's only gotten worse. I want the taxpayers to get a good return on their investment in this state. And right now, they are not getting a good return on their investment. So you have to focus on those types of things. He's just, if he stays in, it would be horrible for the state. It really would. I kind of consider it the end of the state.
All right, last question.
One more? Anybody else?
I will, if nobody else is coming forward. The fact that the electorate seems, according to the polls, more predisposed to Larry Elder than a more moderate Republican.
Right.
What does that tell you about the polarization of the state? And if I could add a second question, will we see you again in the campaign?
First question, Larry Elder. Again, I respect him getting into this race. Larry Elder is, we know him as a far-right Republican. Very conservative. We've heard him on the radio in this, especially in this city for years and years. I've listened to him, I've been on his show, I've done speaking engagements with him. I somewhat know Larry Elder, but honestly, in some ways, if you look at the way the Democrats have approached this, Larry Elder's kind of a gift to the Democrats, and it just keeps giving. Look at the way all their ad campaigns are. Not about their failures, but it's about, the Republican recall. This is not a Republican recall. On the recall ballot, on the recall signing of the recall, they needed 1.5 million votes. They stopped counting, I think, really when they had 1.7. 30% of those were Democrats. If the Democrats had not voted, the Gavin Newsom would stay in. The recall would not be here. Okay, so and they've used Larry Elder. I mean, you see it. Barack Obama's been here. All the left-wing liberals have just been firing and scaring all the Democrats for the last month about Larry Elder. That he's far right-wing and he's going to ruin the state and on and on and on. And I think that's helped Gavin Newsom and probably hurt Larry Elder. I am so curious to see the way this is going to come out. I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. But the number one thing I want to see is a yes vote on Gavin Newsom on the recall. We can figure that out. Whoever winds up getting it after that, obviously my name's on the ballot. I'm very proud of that. I worked very hard for that. I'm a moderate Republican. I'm different than Larry, and we'll see how it works out. But I will continue to stay, as you say. Will I run in? You asked the question if I'll run in a year from now. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the best job I can do in this last couple of days of this campaign. I'm going to do the best I possibly can. Then I'm going to kind of sit back, evaluate where I'm at, where the campaign was at, how we wound up doing, and make that decision at that point. One thing I have enjoyed, I have had so much fun. I have met some of the most interesting people in this campaign. You know, it's been a wonderful experience for me. I've always tried to help people. I've always been a very compassionate person when it comes to helping people. Everybody's got challenges. Obviously, I've had challenges in my life, you know, and I've seen both sides. I've seen some places where, you know, I get so disappointed in humanity when I see what's happening in Sacramento and how the Gavin Newsoms of the world could care less about the people of the state of California. All he cares about is special interests and stuff. But then on the other side, I go to Venice Beach and I spend a day down there with a lot of the residents and the people, the hard-working people of Venice Beach, trying to get the beach cleaned up, trying to get the homeless issue taken care of. Wonderful people. I've been to the border and talked to the border control. These are great Americans and are really doing a tough job. Actually, the first thing they said to me is, thanks for coming, because Gavin Newsom's never been to the southern border. And I'm going, are you kidding me? He's the governor of the state? No, he's never been to the southern border. This is ridiculous. But I really have enjoyed this campaign. I've enjoyed meeting the people. I've gotten a lot of love, you know? And for me, that's really important. So, you know, we're wrapping it up now. We'll see what happens, evaluate where we're at, but I always will stay involved with things. I met with the Sheriff's Department, Alex Villanueva, and his host program in Venice. In the future, no matter what happens, I want to help them continue bringing light to what they're doing with the homeless issue. There's so many issues in the state that need a lot of help, whether you're governor or not governor. So I will continue the fight. Yeah, it's been quite a great experience.
Is it rigged?
We'll find out.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, thank you guys.